I have with me David Pacman. He is a progressive host and executive producer of the nationally syndicated radio and TV program, The David Pacman Show. And I wanted to talk to David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman, he is a beta male. The beta male.
Can you remind the audience, when you talk about being a beta male and being an alpha male, what are we talking about here?
There are males, most men today, male, they think and act like a woman. They're emotional, they are mentally off, they have no logic. And that's a beta male. They go along with homosexuality.
Hold on, whoa, Jesse, we got it. That's a lot.
LGBTQ.
That's a lot. Hold on.
They agree with everything that's raw. Abortion, they think and act just like a woman. A beta male does. But a non-beta male doesn't, because he's a logical thinking. And they're controlled by the darkness of David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David, you're not here to communicate. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to let you go. It's a waste of time to talk to you. We're not communicating. You're acting like an idiot.
No, because you're asking bizarre questions.
You're acting like an idiot, and you're wasting my time. I appreciate you coming. All right, thank you for coming. Goodbye. Goodbye. Let him know. That's a progressive vote. All men who are progressive, or males who are progressive, are weak.
Look at that. 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 That is Pacman predator right there.
What?
Who thinks he's smarter than you?
What?
Who thinks he's smarter than you?
What?
Who thinks he's smarter than you? This is just Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Pacman's a loser. Pacman's a loser. Pacman's a loser. Pacman's a loser. This is just look at that. This is just look at that. This is just look at that. This is just look at that.
Alex Jones is lying to you. That might come as a shock.
Pacman.
What?
Pacman.
What?
Pacman. This is just Jones has fake callers. Jones has fake callers. Jones has fake callers. Jones has fake callers. This is
Trump was doing this with his personal toilet.
But sinks, toilets, and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
We're looking very strongly at sinks and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
What on earth is going on with Trump and toilets? Trump's White House toilet would be clogged with documents that Donald Trump was flushing down the toilet. Is this the explanation? Is this the explanation?
Big, massive dump.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 toilets and bathrooms. And showers.
Big massive dumps.
Uh-oh. Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes.
Uh-oh. I love mangoes too.
9 cents. Okay. Now that we are up under Biden's regime, my bag of mangoes now costs $11.99.
That seems like a pretty good deal. A bag of mangoes? Aren't mangoes like $3 each? That's it. I want what, $8 or $11. That sounds good.
The American people will lie. And highway robbery is what you're doing. Bring my mangoes back down. My bag of mangoes. My bag of mangoes.
Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes. Bring my mangoes back down. Raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Bring my mangoes back down.
The Wisconsin crowd identified with the mangoes.
Disproportionately affected the American people. Those who want me to be healthy. Those who want me to be healthy. It's highway robbery is what you're doing. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit.
Mangoes?
Well, welcome everybody. It is great to be back in the studio. Let's first go to Mike Pillow because he's giving an interview right now at the Trump rally, and then we will discuss.
With the Frank Speech app, that helps me get the word out, communicate over there. We're all working together in the media.
Amen.
And that's, by the way, Apple and them approved it right away. That was weird. You know, I'm going, what? I'm sure.
There is a sync issue. It appears to be on their end.
Yeah.
Get it while it's hot. Get it while you.
Refresh, see if it fixes it.
Thank you.
Terrence, back to you.
Thank you.
All right. Ben Berkholm and Mike Lindell there in Selma, North Carolina.
That's Prillo, as we know him, and he has a big proposal. Big proposal.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Here he is now getting pulled into another interview, it looks like.
Good. We got to get rid of that woke trash in the public schools. It's ridiculous.
Yes, and I've spoken
Look at Prillo.
at just about every school board meeting since April of last year. And
So totally normal day in Selma, North Carolina, the site of today's Trump rally. It is so great to see everybody. I am back from Las Vegas. I do have some stories to share from my flight back. This is not a joke, folks. This is, when I say this, I'm not kidding.
Not a joke.
I was sitting next to one of Alex Jones's lawyers on the flight, and just one of, and not recent. And he's like a First Amendment guy. He's like, I think he's fucking nuts, you know, but excuse me. Oh my God, excuse me. But it was not a joke. And I'll talk a little bit about that later. Also, some of the most vile people I've ever been around on a plane sat right behind me. And I'll talk about that a little bit. But we have a rally today. The rally is in Selma, North Carolina. It is going to be a complete and total mess. That's my prediction. Now, sometimes when I go, well, we're expecting Trump to be unhinged, some people will write to me and they'll go, David, if you really want to be a journalist, you shouldn't say that it's unhinged until Trump speaks and it's unhinged. We've done 100 of these events. It's never not been unhinged. And I'm not a journalist. I'm a commentator. So I'm going to take the liberty, if I can, of predicting it will be unhinged, even though it hasn't started yet. Okay. And you got, if I end up being wrong, I'll eat a bumper sticker, which, by the way, we're going to be giving out. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me say thank you to Jeff's Money for Small Streams, Rated Roy, Dustin D, Head Pats, Kafka-esque, King. No, that's it. And also Tool Moo, 5 great people grabbing some Twitch Prime subscriptions to kick us off today. And it really is great to be back. Where do I even want to start today? I have a bunch of different things. I have some games. I have, let's see how Newsmax is. Yeah, everybody, we have 3 streams today. Newsmax will be covering the rally, so we're monitoring that. Right Side Broadcasting will be covering the rally. Oh, they're interviewing someone. Let's listen.
they're evil. It's just not right.
You know, it's possible President Trump does watch our network. If he is watching right now, what do you want to say to him?
I want to say,
We're voting for you in 24, buddy. We got your back.
and we look forward to having you again as a president.
You know, one of the saddest things, and I don't really feel too sad about it every day. I just think it's sort of a sad reality, is that these people that are so devoted to Trump, they're really devoted. They'll go and wait for hours at a crowded rally with fetid Sani cans as their only access to facilities for hours and hours and hours. For Trump, they'll donate money to Trump. They'll do all these things. Trump doesn't give two you-know-whats about these people. Trump, as a rich New York City guy, has spent his life trying to stay away from these people. And yet they're so committed to him, and he scams them. It makes you a little bit sad. It makes you a little bit sad. Lynn says via a very powerful first super chat, David, thank you for everything. Thank you, Lynn. David Seeley says, David, sir, are the bags of mango back in stock at Whole Foods? I believe that they are. I haven't been. Fetid Sani Cans is actually a good band name, probably like black metal or something like that. Yeah, it's not a bad name. Thanks to Rum Dog for the Twitch Prime subscription. You're number 6 today. Very much appreciate that and appreciate you. Let's do just one voicemail. Eric from Mass continues to call in. He will not stop. I think he thinks I'm going to end up in prison for having said the vaccines are safe and work.
Hey, David, it's Eric from Mass. Oh, that's hilarious. Mike Pillow getting served and all that. And he's, go after this one, go after that one. Be careful what you wish for, my friend, because if you remember, you were the one.
Be careful what you wish for, my friend.
Who lied about the vaccine.
I lard about the vaccine. I lard, I olive oil, I butter, all sorts of food lubricants I have used with the vaccine. Eric is exactly right.
All the info that I gave you and sent you over to you, left on your machine. You lied about it being approved, FDA. You got people.
Can you imagine thinking the vaccines aren't FDA approved at this point? Imagine that.
To get it and take it, even after it was deemed a poison, even after the statistics were out from England, even after the statistics were out from Japan about ivermectin.
Imagine still believing the Japan ivermectin thing now that we have proper randomized controlled trials, which say that ivermectin does nothing for COVID. So anyway, yeah.
And you kept doing it. So if you think that's funny, I guess when they come knocking on your door to arrest your ass, you must be going to be laughing your motherfucking ass off.
Yeah. Think, the police are going to show up and they're going to say, "Excuse me, sir. You said the vaccine was safe. You're under arrest." Maybe that's the dystopian, authoritarian nightmare that these people want us to live in. But fortunately, we don't. David, having a watch party in Brooklyn. Any favorite food spots in New York City? Oh, so many. I couldn't even name them. By the way, let me say, if anybody is watching our stream today in any kind of bar, restaurant, wherever around the world, after the fact, people write me and they go, David, we had the bar at such and such put on your stream and we were all watching it. Send that stuff to me during the stream to info@davidpacman.com because we'll put it up and do shout outs to people. I know that the stream is very popular in bars and prisons. Prisons is an interesting one, but in bars and prisons, it can be very, very popular. Thank you to Rachel Link for the Twitch Prime subscription. You're number 7 today. Welcome, Rachel. I've got a couple things for you. Let's do another round of Deepak Chopra or Jordan Peterson. This is a game where we put a quote up on the screen and then we guess whether the person who said it is Deepak Chopra or Jordan Peterson. People are actually pretty good at this game. Okay, let's start it up. Here we go. The way that consciousness appears to me is that it's a faculty, let's say, that confronts possibility. We call that possibility, sometimes we call it the future. So I don't see us as driven deterministically like clocks. I see us instead as agents confronting a landscape of possibility. And that's what consciousness does, is enable us to shape that possibility into actuality. Okay, so let's get a poll going. Chopra or Peterson? Chopra, Peterson. Okay, we got that going on YouTube. You can vote. Let's get it going on Twitch as well. Who said it? Chopra, Peterson. And let's start there. And then we will look. Over on YouTube right now, it is 50-50. 50-50 on this one. And on Twitch, people leaning heavily towards Deepak Chopra on this one. On YouTube, it is now Jordan Peterson is pulled slightly ahead. Interesting. Who said it? Twitch, Chopra is winning. We've never seen a split like this. Back to 50-50 on YouTube. Now, by a roughly 2-to-1 margin, the audience on Twitch believes that it is Deepak Chopra who said this. Over on YouTube, it is Deepak Chopra by a very small margin, 51-49. 51-49 Chopra. About 60-40 now on Twitch. All right. Okay, let's just end the polling. Let's just see who said it.
The way consciousness appears to me is that it's a faculty, let's say, that confronts possibility.
Right.
We'd call that possibility, well, sometimes possibility, sometimes we call it potential, like your potential. Sometimes we call it the future. So I don't see us as driven deterministically like clocks, which is apparently, I think, although I've been accused of misunderstanding Sam Harris before, but I think that's the argument that he makes.
Yeah.
I see us instead as agents confronting a landscape of possibility. And that what consciousness does is enable us to shape that possibility into actuality.
Pretty deep stuff, guys. And of course, if anyone goes, wow, that really doesn't make any sense, the Jordan Peterson acolytes come up and they go, you're misunderstanding, or you're not smart enough to understand what he's saying. So there it is. There it is. All right. We'll just do one round. I want to keep saving these for the future, but we have a bunch of them. And eventually we'll get back to Noam Chomsky or Bobby Fischer, which is another one that's surprisingly difficult. Surprisingly difficult. Yeah, Chopra and Jordan Peterson really are experts at word salads. Hold on. Excuse me. I've got to adjust a monitor here. Hold on. I did a very deep clean today of the studio, and some things did not. I do it very infrequently because things end up, out of place, and I need everything just so. Lodmott says, wouldn't it be weird if Trump did the unimaginable and apologized for his 4 years as president, instigating the riots and the way he fumbled COVID? Nah, he's too dumb. No, he's too narcissistic. Pappy says, have you ever thought about taking your show to CNN or MSNBC? Nah, not interested. They're not interested in me. I'm not interested in having a boss. I've got it pretty good. Okay, let's see what else we have here, because there is a lot happening. Oh, someone sent me this. This is kind of interesting. The Ad Fontes Media. I don't know what that is. It's they do a media bias chart, but I don't know if Ad Fontes is a person or if ad means advertising, or I have no idea. Anyway, they have a page about the David Pacman show, bias and reliability. It seems pretty generic, like no one's really even looked into us, but it's kind of funny. So, bias and reliability ratings for the David Pacman show. Bias skews left. Yeah, I would say so. Reliability, generally reliable / analysis or other issues. I don't know what that means. So then I look down and it says, okay, reliability, we come in at a 39 and bias at a minus 10.89. Now, what bias negative probably means biased left and positive probably means conservative would be my guess. Reliability 39. Let's see. Reliability scores for articles and shows are 0 to 64. Above 40 is generally good. Below 24 is a problem, and 24 to 40 is a range of possibility, with some sources falling there because they're heavy in opinion and analysis. Well, yeah, that's what we do. So it's weird to have a reliability scale where if you just do analysis and opinion, it's lower. That's weird. Listen, I don't know what these folks say, but the Young Men's Chamber of Commerce from Wasilla, Alaska, named this the best show ever. Oh, that doesn't exist? Oh, hold on. No, I mean the Jewish Rotary Club of Jacksonville, Florida, gave me Man of the Year. Oh, that doesn't exist either. Oh, well, don't worry about that. Don't worry. It's totally fine. Nothing to see here, folks. Okay, we're continuing to monitor a number of different streams in advance of Trump here, who is expected very, very soon. I want to say a big thank you to What Do We Have Here, who is our latest Twitch Prime subscriber, number 8. Do you guys, or let me see where else I wanted to go. I do have a lot of different things. Oh, we have some videos. So earlier today, Madison Cawthorn spoke at the Trump rally, and it was almost like a televangelist moment where he seemed to almost show that God is allowing him to stand. As you guys know, Madison Cawthorn's partially paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair. And this really rings of sort of like a circus tent healer type thing. Check this out.
$7 a gallon. My friends, this country can change very quickly.
Yeah.
And it may seem impossible. People tell me that it's impossible to change the direction of our country, that it's impossible to root out the corruption in our government. But my friends, God spared my life. He has given me the strength to stand before you today.
Oof. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. This is, wow.
So do not lecture me on what is impossible. My fellow patriots, Americans are in the...
This is genuinely sick. What the hell? Is anyone else repulsed by this? Like, I wish he hadn't been in a car accident. I wish he had the use of his legs. But what is this? What is this? I'm having trouble even... Wow. It's just bad. Bad. All right. So he did that. Here's a couple with some conspiracy shirts at the event. Here's two brothers talking to the media.
Seems like every meeting I see is undisgraceful. And it's ungodly.
And we support you guys 100%.
100%.
And we just want to tell the fake news, CNN, MSNBC, all of y'all are disgraceful to this country, and we're gonna come after you.
You're demonic. You're devils. We get saved.
Are you guys brothers?
We are, man.
If tomorrow we found out these guys were just trolling, I would be like, oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Right? I mean, it's if we found out this was like a joke that they pulled, we'd be like, that makes a lot more sense than the idea that these people exist. A little kid said he was actually there to see Joe Biden. Oh, this I have to see.
How excited were you when you found out there was going to be a rally here?
I mean, just as excited as he was. He's the one that told me about it, so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. First rally, too?
Yes, sir.
I think they're more excited than we are. Are you excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you excited for?
I'm the secret body.
Oh, that's genius. This kid is a comedic genius. I don't know so there's two possible things here, right? The parents who bring kids to this trash, they love to pretend the kids are really the ones who want to be there. And so it would actually be brilliant if the kids don't even know what's going on, if they're really just pawns, and they're like, I guess we're here to see Biden. I don't know. That's great. If the kid's just confused, I mean, this is unbelievable.
Trump.
Oh, then the parents say they're, yeah, I'm having a hard time believing the kids were really the ones who wanted to come to this. Man, that is genius. This kid is a comedic genius. Wow. I think we have to end the stream because it's hard to imagine there being any higher point than that. I mean, that is insane. These rallies are crazy. All right, here's a guy saying that January 6th was Antifa.
Are we supposed to believe that they didn't set up the protesters on January 6th?
Right. That's exactly right. There's video out there that they're trying to suppress. It's all on people's TikToks and stuff where they had Antifa members inside the White House on that day saying, we need more people. We need more people. As they were trying to break through the, while they were trying to break through the.
Now, why was Antifa in the White House? That's weird. That's strange.
Floor in one of the
also, why would Antifa want to stop Biden from being inaugurated?
A lady was in the window with a megaphone telling people what to do and where to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so many holes in the official narrative about.
Yeah. Here's a guy who says he's spent 30 grand going to Trump rallies so far.
Cost you guys to drive across the country? I'm just curious, like how much of your own money, obviously your own money that you've invested to do this?
So this is my 45th Trump rally. I probably invested $30,000 of my own money coming here.
It's funny to call it an investment, and this is, but we have very low financial literacy in this country, but hemorrhaging cash to see Trump give the same speech 45 times is not exactly what I would call an investment. I might look at index funds, bro.
I can tell you in the last year, it's been worse. It's been worse. The flights are double. The rent-a-cars are double. Gas is almost $4 a gallon all along the East Coast. It's getting ridiculous. I want
yes. I would look at therapy as well as index funds. Good point, Nanner Mom.
We want it back to $2 gas. We want it back to $100 flights, and we want it back to cheap rental cars.
Because you guys can't.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's that. We'll go to a couple others momentarily here, but it's pretty bad out there. Yeah. Thanks to Manny and Harry, as well as Flea Girl and Infomouse for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 12. Thanks very much, everybody. Really appreciate that. Okay, super chats coming in. This is a parody, right? Like the reporter knows these people are unhinged, or am I missing something? No, unfortunately, Jonathan, it's all too real. It's all too real, and it is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, yeah, so people are noticing I'm back. I'm back from Vegas. Yes, my flight yesterday was fine as far as turbulence goes. The flight was on time. They had pretzels, they had everything. But I sat in front of some of the most horrible, horrible people I have ever experienced. And, the funny thing is, when I was waiting in the terminal to get on my flight, you guys know these moving sidewalks that a lot of airports have to get you more quickly. So you got the moving sidewalk. And one of the things you're supposed to do on the moving walkway. One of the things you're supposed to do on the moving walkway is if you want to go that way, you walk on the moving walkway that's going that way. And I spot a kid, maybe 6 years old, and he is walking the opposite direction and causing chaos. People are trying to get to their flights, trying to get around the kid. The kid has no idea what's going on. Just walking the opposite way. So I go, in my experience, when a kid's doing something like that, you look at the parents. I have never met an annoying kid where the parents weren't annoying. So I look around and I go, where's the parents? And I see the mom, no mask. Okay, no mask. The mask is down here. The mom with no mask filming as if it's funny that travelers are, unable to get around this kid. So I go, oh, well, there's your explanation. It's the parents. They were sitting right behind me. So it was actually a family of 4. 2 of them were right behind me and the other 2 right behind them. And if you can think of all the things that are sometimes annoying on a flight, all of them were going on. First of all, the kids just straight up took off the masks when they got on the plane, and the parents had them down. It was a Delta flight. Nobody says to anybody, you got to put your mask on. Now listen, I don't like wearing masks, okay? But the rules are right now you got to wear a mask on a plane. In 8 days, it looks like they're going to change it. So when I book a flight, I go, oh, I'm going to have to wear a mask. That's the rule. I'm not going to be the person breaking the rules. I've accepted. I could have chosen to drive. I could have chosen to do whatever. Those are the rules. Not wearing their masks the whole flight. Every time the mom gets up, she does the thing where she puts her hands on the back of my seat and pulls herself up. And every time I go back. And every time she goes, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. But then she does it again. And she does it again. And she does it again. Why is it I'm able to get up just by putting my hands on the armrest and I go, whoop, I'm up. I don't have to start jerking around the person in front of me. Next, the kids are on iPads with no headphones. They have headphones. How do I know? Because the headphones are plugged in to the seat back entertainment and they're down on the side. You've got the headphones. They plug them in to the plane entertainment, take out an iPad, and it's all full volume. The parents say nothing. The parents say nothing. Okay. Kids throwing a tantrum the entire time. It was just, I'm not even going to go on. I'm not even going to go on. Oh, and the other one funny thing that happened just to like add to it. So I go into the bathroom and you know how sometimes it's like there's the cockpit door and then there's the bathroom door and they're right next to each other and it gets very narrow right there. Okay. I'm in the bathroom and I hear just a lot of commotion right outside the door. Like someone's right outside the door. I open the bathroom door and the two kids and the dad are all right there. No masks, of course. They want to go in the bathroom. I open the door and step out. The kids don't even let me move. They press me up against the cockpit door and open the bathroom door. So imagine the absurdity. I'm standing with my back to the cockpit door and the bathroom door is up against my face. And the dad laughs and goes, good thing you're thin and you can get around my kids. I just look at the guy, no mask, of course, and just go back to my seat. The problem is the parents, right? I mean, it's not the kids. The kids are doing what they're allowed to get away with and what they're always allowed to get away with. Of course, it's the parents. It is a lot of America. Yeah. And I got right up close to the guy and I said to him, Obama, and then went back to my seat. Really horrible. I would call it domestic terrorism, quite frankly, what these kids did to the plane. Dear God. Okay. We are standing by for Trump 25 minutes away. Let's get to something positive, okay? Like this super chat. David, sir, what's up with the right wing and this toxic sense of masculinity? They so afraid of be a beta male. Yes, exactly. Also, I flushed the toilet in the bathroom on the plane 10 to 15 times, just in honor of Trump.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
Yep. And then I even looked really closely and I said,
Cephahide.
Got him to think I was a little off, and then they went right back to their seat. Behave the rest of the flight. No, I'm kidding. It was It was really, really horrible. I also usually I will bring earplugs on planes, but because this was like a daytime, relatively short flight, 5 hours, I didn't think to bring. I have like my kit, and I just didn't bring my overnight flight kit. And normally I have headphones. Sometimes they hand out headphones on planes, and they didn't have any either. So it was pretty ugly. It was very, very ugly. Ugly situation. All right, let's move on. Okay, so here's what we've got going on today from the standpoint of membership. We've got a lot of very, very exciting things. First and foremost, this is really funny. The other day, I got an email, and someone said, hey, Pacman, how's that socialism thing working out for your membership program, huh? And what I realized they were referring to is that I jokingly said, we have a new way to gift memberships. And I said, from each according to their, I don't even know, from each according to their ability to each, what's the line? Can someone give me the line? I don't even remember the line. God, what is that line? From their need to their ability. What is it? Oh, people are still going crazy on the flight stuff. 5 hours is not a short flight. Okay, well, for me, it's a relatively short flight. From each according to their means and ability. Anyway, from each according to ability to each according to need. Great. The whole point was, I said, people want to gift memberships on our website. Okay. So I went out and I found a plugin, and we have the plugin. So now when you hit the sign up button on the second page, there's this button. This is a gift. Okay. And when you press that, it gets into a queue, which I have to give away to people. And I said the other day, we have way more people wanting free memberships than we have giving free memberships. And the guy said, this is the problem with shows like yours. This is the problem with socialism. This is the problem with handouts. Way more people want the handouts than the number that I can than are willing to give them out. Now, my perspective is a little different. My perspective is, well, many more people are in a financial need where they can't afford to buy memberships to a show that they watch, compared to people who have a whole bunch of money and could give away 1,000 memberships. This is fact. This is because we have inequality in the United States and we have inequality in the world. Now, people are saying, David, you should be a capitalist. I am a capitalist. I jokingly said that. We have a membership program. We make money from advertising. Okay. So the whole point is, if you have this bell curve, right? And at the very top, people could buy everybody in my audience a membership, millions of people. So it's not really news that there are more people that can't spend a couple bucks on a membership for a show they like than that. Okay. So that's not really a surprise. Really, really strange. From each according to their mango supply to, yes, exactly. But in any case, we have now, so here are the numbers. And I actually think these numbers show a lot of generosity, quite frankly. We have now given 75 memberships. 75 memberships have been gifted by people like you. And we have had about 725 requested. So what that means is we have 650 people left who still want a free membership. I don't actually think that that's terrible. That's not an insane ratio. 75 gifted, 725 requested. I think that that's okay. That's really not a big deal. Okay, so anyway, the whole point here is, if you're watching and you don't have a membership, get a membership today if you can afford it. Okay, with the coupon code above my head, OBAMNA, and you've got to spell it correctly. OBAMNA. With an N. OBAMNA, you can get a membership really, really cheap. And if you have one, or even if you don't, you can go through the sign-up process. Just check this is a gift, and then we'll give it to someone. You can give it to someone if you know someone who wants one. If you leave it blank when it says, who do you want to send this to? I will give it to someone. I have 647 people right now waiting for memberships. If you want a free membership, go to davidpacman.com/free membership. Fill out the form. Don't email me. Don't tweet me. Don't TikTok me. Don't send me a telegram. Don't leave me a voicemail. Don't send me smoke signals. Just fill out the form at davidpacman.com/free membership. And if you want to give one away, then you can check that box that says this is a gift. I'll give them away right on screen. The next person in line is David Meyer. Okay, so the next free one goes to David Meyer. It's nobody being strong-armed. Okay, the system's working fine. We've given away 75 of them. It's great. All right, so I will. We'll start naming folks as those come in. Couple of other super chats here. Sir, what do you think of the idea of registering as a Republican so that I could become a volunteer during elections? In my county, they need Republicans. What is it? I don't even know. You can't volunteer as a Democrat? I don't even get that. I'm just not sure I understand. David, sir, can I get a happy birthday, sir? 28. Isaac, happy birthday. And make it a good one. 28's a beautiful number. Appreciate it. Okay. A couple people signing up on YouTube. Very, very good. Let's, man, there's a lot happening here as we stand by for Trump. Thank you to Cortina, J. Rye, Agent 71, Twerkzilla, Ruppled Twitch, Fish Nabubu, G Whatever, Colorderders, JHTM1 gifting 5. That's 12 plus 12. Hold on, 12 plus 12. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's 24. Very much appreciate that. We have inequality in effort. You get paid what you provide to the market. We saw even with something as small as stimulus check made people work less. Okay. Sir, I saw Obama on Jimmy Kimmel investigate. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel has now meme jacked Obama as well. It's really, really sad. But I can't do anything about it. I mean, everybody's taking Obama from me. Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II stole it. Melina Destiny Bennell II stole it. It's sad, really. Creaky is a new Twitch Prime subscriber and is number 25. I very much appreciate that. People want to hear one Whitney voicemail. I'll do one. I don't want to go down a Whitney rabbit hole, but let's do one Whitney voicemail. Let's see. Here we go.
So I wanted to talk more about how come it looks like the empirical mindset looks like it's on the left with libertarians. I think it has more to do with like conservatives that don't wait for like all the information.
Oh boy. I hope people are regretting asking for that. And then I can do a Troy York as well. Let's see.
David Pacman.
This is a different guy.
Roman Balkanova of the Epoch Times has pointed out.
Roman Balkanova. Okay, that's jeez.
Hey, this is Ramon Ramos, calling first time, long time, Mr. Pacman. I just cannot believe that left wing fanatics like yourself, you always talk about Saudi Arabia. You always so quick to bring up the human rights abuses in Saudi Arabia, and you talked about Trump in a video, but you're never quick to talk about the more egregious civil rights, human rights abuses in Venezuela, Iran, China.
That's actually very untrue. I talk about what's going on in Venezuela all the time, and many in my audience don't even like that I do because they don't want to believe anything bad is happening. Iran's human rights abuses, I will admit, I don't know as much about what's going on in Iran. And we just did an interview with Jeffrey Kane about the civil rights, human rights abuses in China. So Troy, I'm just bored with Troy. It's kind of boring and pedantic. I'm not going to lie. Okay, guys, let's give away some memberships. Look at the great people we have in our audience, okay? Rachel has just gifted a membership, okay? Rachel has just gifted a membership. So that's number 26. We now give one to David Meyer. David Meyer now gets a membership because Rachel gifted one. Do we see how that works? That's a beautiful thing. Next, Jacob has just gifted, by the way, a full price membership. Okay. So that's number 27 today. And now, thanks to Jacob's gift, Kelly Coleman gets a free membership. So we've now gifted 77 memberships total. There are 652 people still waiting. Okay. Also want to say thanks to Luis Razcon, who just got a membership on my website, Jeff Adler, and David Fisher, numbers 28, 29, and 30. This is a beautiful thing. This is a great day to get a membership, get your name up on the board. Let me give you an extra incentive. Okay. I think people are going to like this because people love free stuff. They just love it. As I said, I was cleaning out the studio today. Everything's in a slightly different place, but we got a lot of the dust off and everything's looking great. I came across, by the way, if we give too many people gifted memberships, they're not going to want to work. We're going to have an unemployment problem. People are going to say, I don't need to work anymore. I got a membership. Our old logo, which by the way is still down there. It's not even the logo we use anymore. The new logo is the one back here. Okay. I have not gotten that updated, but this is a classic item. I found a bunch of bumper stickers with the old logo. Okay. I will send a free bumper sticker, and literally it's going to be me doing it. I have a stack of them over there. If you get a membership on my website, as long as your payment is $6. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is you either get a full price monthly, which is $6 a month, or you get a discounted yearly for like 18, 19 bucks. We just can't do it if people pay $1.90 because these cost more than $2 and then we got to mail it. We're not trying to lose money. If I wanted to torpedo the show's finances, I can think of other ways to do it. Okay. So You get a full price monthly or a discounted yearly, and you want one of these, we'll send it to you for free. It goes great on a MacBook. It goes great on a mini vehicle, wherever you want to put it. But you've got to ask for it. You got to email info@davidpacman.com. So this is an extra incentive. Does this count for gifting memberships? Yes, it does. If you gift a membership at $6 or whatever yearly, you can also get it. The recipient, no, if you get a free membership, you can't also get this. That would be crazy. Okay, so it's all happening. It's all happening. Free. We're giving everything away. Giving it all away. All right, let's see what else we've got here. We did that one. Okay, maybe a stupid question. Do I need to create a new email address to give a subscription? No. In fact, don't do that. If you have a membership, you can start gifting them and they get attached to your existing account. You do not need, do not use your existing, please. Signed up for a free Pacman membership at the kiosk inside the Branson, Missouri Costco. Can't wait. I would love to have a kiosk inside of Costco where people can request free memberships. I think that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Ziggy's Fix says, given that Trump actually believes none of the talking points he spouts in the first place and evidently has more left-wing beliefs than right-wing beliefs, why do you think he ran as a Republican? Only way he could win. Sir, what do you think about Sheldon Whitehouse as a Democratic presidential candidate if Biden doesn't run? I like Jamie Raskin more. But I think Whitehouse is an interesting, well-spoken guy. But I'm more partial to Jamie Raskin. How do we add gift memberships to the pool? Asks Tapson. Okay, here's how you do it. You go to joinpacman.com. You go through the sign-up process. And when you see this page, when it asks, is this a gift? You check the box. This box here, that's how you do it. Are we on the same page? Beautiful. Beautiful. And also, will I do 2x on Patreon? Why not? So if you go to Patreon, okay, any Patreon pledge, we will count it as 2 going towards 100. Is that fair? I mean, I think this has to be enough. I could also give away, free hot sauce, but I don't know. All right, let's gift some more memberships here, guys. Here we go. Patrick Hines has just gifted a membership on my website. That's number 31. The lucky recipient of that membership is Ron Williams. Ron, congratulations. Rachel Nelson has just gifted a membership on our website. The recipient of Rachel's membership is Aries Javier. Beautiful. Next free membership goes from Marjorie Milner, who is the gifter. The giftee is Christian Dorius. Christian, congratulations. You get a free membership. Keith Sauce. I like that. Keith Sauce has just gifted a membership and is new member number 34. The recipient is Brian Lee. Brian, congratulations. Thank you. Luciano Quinones has just gifted a membership and is number 35. The recipient is Barbara McHenry. Barb, way to score. Also want to say thanks to Juan Trollman Peralta. By the way, a couple people emailed me trying to correct my pronunciation of Juan. Guys, you know I speak Spanish, right? I couldn't tell if it was a joke. Someone wrote in saying that they found it strange that I sounded like I was having a cough when I say Juan. That's the way it's said in Spanish. These people who write to me telling me how to speak Spanish, it's... You know what goes through my mind when I hear them say that?
Throw him the hell out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Juan Trollman Peralta is number 36 today. And the recipient is Daryl Gardiner. Okay. All right. And then people also getting themselves memberships. I want to say thanks to James Calivoda and Jen Warden, numbers 37 and 38. Very much appreciate that. Couple others are coming in. I will get to those. Also, thank you to Rachel Link, Zalkalwi, Nacho Jags, Can Workshop, Dave Schmidt, another one from Canned Workshop, another one from JHTM. all gifting subscriptions on Twitch, putting us at 44. And then a very generous gift of 5 more subscriptions from user What Do We Have Here, putting us at 49. You know what, guys? Just because Juan did gift a subscription, I'll play one of Juan's recent voicemails. Let me play one for you. They often are extremely trollish in nature or just misunderstandings of things Juan heard. Okay, let's listen.
Hey, David, it's Juan. I like your piece on...
Man, Juan even mispronouncing his own name. That's like that. I only know 2 people who have mispronounced their own names: Juan and Trump.
Then he went, Donald Trump, yeah, Donald Trump.
Okay, anyway, here we go.
Mehmet Oz. I like your food recommendations with the vegetables and all of that. You got the canola part wrong, but everything else was spot on. As far as the midterms for the Democrats, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you that before Trump, I really didn't care about politics. And Trump got me involved in politics.
This voicemail is meandering, Juan. It's not your best work necessarily.
Why do you think I'm calling you so often? I wish I could rewind and just do other things instead of focusing on stupid political crap.
All right, well. You're not here under threat of, hanging exactly, Juan, but okay. I really do appreciate his, the gifted membership, though. Very much appreciate that. Okay, let's see what else we have coming in here via Super Chat. There should be an option to gift multiple website subscriptions, 10, 20, 100. Yeah, that's on. Let me make sure that's on my list for our web dev. She's got to get on that this week. Okay, so did I have that on my list? Multi-membership gifts. Yeah, I need to check with the developer of the tool, of the plugin, but I would like it to be easier, because right now to gift 5 subscriptions, you got to go through the process 5 times. That's a little much to ask people to do. Okay, other super chats. Disney is the latest right-wing cancel culture target. People from all over the world come to these parks. Why would Disney not want to embrace diversity? Absolutely. 100%. Shout out to the Deepak Book Club. Go to the Discord server to join. This month we will be reading Brian Karam's latest book. Great. Yeah, there is a book club on the Discord. Beautiful thing. Tristan says, regarding the plane, we hate all the same things. This behavior seems to have gotten much worse over the years. Do you think Trumpism is solely responsible? No, but it is partially responsible. That's fair. Sir, please explain. Is a gifted membership valid for as long as the gift giver pays? Do they expire? Exactly, yeah. If you gift a monthly subscription, you've given it for a month. You're not going to get rebilled. We understand you're only gifting 1 month, and then it's done, and then the recipient can choose to extend or not. If you gift a year, it's valid for a year. You won't get rebilled. If the person wants to continue, they can do it. Absolutely. We would not, it would be crazy to do it any other way, my friends. We would not do it any other way. Thanks to The Last Outlaw, as well as Rain Flush and Crowbars Forever for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 52. I've got more membership gifts to give away. Let's do. Okay, so first let me do the people getting themselves memberships. That's Brandon Spencer. Let's go, Brandon. Beautiful. Penuro Salusi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let's see. Christian Mazurjak, Quentin Thatcher, Lorna Kronk, Jesse Panknin, Jolena Woodruff, Jane Wright. That's 6 new members getting themselves memberships. Grace Lefcourt has made a Patreon pledge. Those count double today. I'm going to need a calculator soon, I think. All right, now let's get to the gifts. People very, very excitedly awaiting various gift elements. Drew Misko and Dustin Mason have just gifted 2 subscriptions. The recipients are Draquor Barry and Talia Smith. Congratulations. Kailani Silva and Tiffany McLay have gifted 2 more. The recipients there are Keith Peters and Andreas Nishak. Love it. And then Joseph Pierce has gifted a membership. So has Josh Tweedy, putting us at 66. The recipients there are Stacy Seeley and Katrine Corona. All right, last 2, Patty Hawley and Joseph Pierce, putting us at 68. The lucky recipients are Mitch Linau and Jason Grout. If you would like to get a free membership, fill out the form at davidpacman.com/free membership. If you would like to give a free membership, check the This Is a Gift box when you're going through the sign-up process. Oh, by the way, the Patty thing reminded me. For whatever reason, YouTube recommended to me this UFC fighter, Patty Pimlet. Or is it Patty Pimlet or Pimler? Is it Pim? I think it's Pimlet. Patty Pimlet. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Nobody's heard of him. Great. Okay, so nobody knows. No, okay, it's Pimlet. This UFC fighter, Patty Pimlet, is for Liverpool. The Liverpool accent is just, it's otherworldly. And he actually has a pretty funny YouTube channel. So I'm going to try inviting him onto the show. I don't even know what, I guess I would talk to him about being from Liverpool and UFC. What's it like when you get knocked out and stuff like that. I'm just fascinated. The guy is fascinating. So we're going to try to get him on the show. Producer Pat was like, what would be the topic? I was like, I don't even know, but it just sounds interesting. So we're going to try to do that. I think it'll be an interesting crossover event for the David Pacman Show. Hey, David, I heard you're learning French. What platform are you using? No, I'm really not. I took French for years and years, and I speak perfectly fine conversational French. In fact, when I went to a vineyard in France, I communicated only in French with the owner of the vineyard. But I'm not studying it currently. I could always use some practice, though. I want to say thank you to Z-Ball, who just gifted a massive 20 subscriptions on Twitch, in fact.
Dumps.
Exactly. Really appreciate that very, very much. Also want to say thank you to the website is doing everything it can to stay up because of the activity. Laura Palmer and Kaylani Silva just got themselves memberships. That puts us at 90. Also, I have 2 more gifts to give away. A user named Cole, who made a pun that would have me say something very, very blue. Cole has gifted a subscription. So has Susan Duzaman, or Dussaman. And those gifts are going to Ryan Aquafreda and Eduardo Ortega. Thank you. Also, Michael Brownstein is a new member. That's number 93. The website is under heavy pressure, guys. I'm not going to lie. Very, very heavy pressure on the website. All right, let's listen in and see what each of these strange streams are covering. Newsmax is just silent. Weird. Okay, here's Right Side Broadcasting.
The shocking changes that have been made in a short period of time, weakening us in our economy, weakening our schools, weakening the fabric of this nation, and weakening the whole world.
That's called fear reactionary porn. That's what we call that. And then here is the Real America's Voice stream. Is that Ed Henry? What the hell is he doing? He used to be like a real reporter, wasn't he? What the hell is Ed Henry doing here? That is humiliating.
On the camera and probably about 10 over on the other side. So I think we're getting pretty close.
Yeah, because they were not there.
This channel's also, the audio is completely out of sync with the video. We're probably not going to be able to stick with this one, though.
Behind where we are, and he could be back there. Typically, he has a special area that's secure, of course, with campaign donors and friends, supporters. Matt Whitaker, who was here before, VIPs like that. We'll go back, get a couple seconds, maybe take a photo, and then we'll see him come out.
All right, so let's talk about the atmosphere now. As I'm sure a lot of people know, he is getting ready.
I have to tell you, if that is Ed Henry, he doesn't seem too thrilled to be there. And I could understand that. Again, you know, I earlier we came up with the term fetid Sanny cans. That is sort of the trademark of these Trump events. Thank you to Emar Cussin for the Twitch Prime subscription. I appreciate that. Is that Hemi Lifestyle says Trump is in Selma, North Carolina. That's where I was raised. Johnston County is known. It's known for a lot of rednecks. Years ago, they got rid of the KKK sign years ago. Good. Good. Not a big fan of KKK signs. I want to say thanks to, to Giannis. I don't think that the person signing up is really a Greek professional basketball player, but they're wanting me to think that they are. Thanks, Giannis. You are new member number 95. It's a gift. So the recipient is Doug Ragsdale. Doug, you get a free membership. It's an incredible day. It really is. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. Let's get a couple of other clips up from the behind the scenes and the early at the Trump rally. Let's see here. What do we have? Oh, actually, we don't really seem to have anything. Here's one. Let's see.
In Washington this week, a court acquitted a January 6th defendant charged by the DOJ with felonies.
Isn't that, imagine, they're all cheering. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's that. Let's see if our friend Ron Filipkowski has any more things here. At Matt Gaetz' re-election kickoff, Marge Green says after they impeach Biden for Hunter's laptop, they'll impeach Kamala. Okay, before I play the clip, do you guys think she correctly pronounces Kamala or does she mispronounce Kamala in this clip? I've not listened to this clip. What do people think? Correct or incorrect? On the from the standpoint of pronunciation. Wow, everybody's saying mispronounce. All right, let's listen.
Entered in the congressional record that we can now expose on that laptop. Here's what we do after that. We need to impeach Kamala Harris.
You guys were right. You guys were right. Mispronouncing it. Yeah, I don't know if it's intentional at this point either, to be totally honest. Yeah, you guys were 100% correct there. All right, we've really kind of gone over all the clips that they have over there, so we are just moments away from Donald Trump here. I read that that Hunter Biden would not regularly do Windows updates on the laptop from hell, and that's what made it so hellish. It didn't have all the right security patches or anything. It's like, what can you expect? David, sir, please be aware Don Jr. has operational control tonight. He will not allow massive dumps to hurt America. Okay. What's going on here?
Homework and research to see
it's
how
Pillow.
much corruption, the level of corruption.
Wait a second. Is that Mike Pillow using a phone? Phones are a form of machines.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Yeah. That's weird. Thank you, David, for all you do. Big fan of yours. I actually met Kamala Harris in Goldsboro, North Carolina a year ago and did a speech for her. Beautiful. That's good stuff. I want to say thank you to Lynn Hansen. Lynn is our newest member. So remember, if you were just joining us as they show some kind of Joe Biden video, first of all, anybody who signs up oh my God, not this video, not that video. Was that sped up weirdly? That was really strange. Anybody who gets a membership and makes a payment of at least $6, meaning you pay full price for a month or you get a discount for a year, I will send out no longer available classic David Pacman Show bumper stickers to you. You got to email info@davidpacman.com. Full price monthly or any yearly membership, you will qualify for a free bumper sticker. And number two, I have 661 people waiting. They're just sitting there waiting, praying, calling, whatever people do, flushing toilets 10 to 15 times, awaiting a free membership. And you can gift them one when you sign up on my website and check the box, is this a gift? And then we will give them away. I have a couple more to give away here. Thanks to Austin Swan and, wait a second, Rebecca Rose. I have two more gifts to give away. These go to Jeff Gelber and Mark Lancaster as Trump is making his way on. Let's see if the song is playing. It is. It is. I also want to say thanks to Penny Cruz. You are number 99 today. And getting us to 100 is Kyoko Awaya, who I can only imagine is our great friend who calls in from Tokyo and talks to me about miso soup and katsuboshi and so many different things. And that gift goes to Lorenzo Walls. What a night. People are just going crazy. Also, thank you to Family Media as well as Blueberry Babe for gifting some subscriptions, putting us at 103. We will see whether it is upper Trump or downer Trump today. Maybe one more super chat. Thought Trump would have been watching the Masters, but I guess rallies are better for his ego. Love the tacky pop-up on-screen ads for golden pillows, especially when they pop up while Trump speaks. I know, it is weird. It's all pretty crass that goes on at these rallies. And we're going to be hearing from Donald Trump momentarily. My hope is, since he's starting early, that he wants to get out. It looks like it might be a little chilly for him. That will usually squeeze it down to like 40 minutes, which is much better than the hour-and-a-half diatribes. Big thank you to Kyoko for a second gift, as well as Rebecca, putting us at 105. Those gifts go to Karthik and Chris Kerr. Let's listen to the failed former president, Donald Trump. Expect dangerous cult behavior, both from the guy on the stage and the people in the crowd. No sign of blacks for Trump. They've been missing from the last couple rallies.
Thank you very much. That's
Obama.
great. This is a big crowd of people. This is nice. Thank you, Selma. We love to be in Selma, and we've had some great experiences here. And
very slurry tonight, almost like the teeth are getting in the way there.
back in the great state of North Carolina with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. 7 months from now, the people of North Carolina are going to vote to fire the radical left Democrats. You're going to send the very great man. He's a great man. I've known him a long time. He's a tremendous person. Ted Budd to the U.S. Senate.
Ted Budd.
Thank you, Ted. You're going to elect an incredible slate of true America First Republicans. Up and down the ballot you will go, and together...
The audio quality, guys, is on them. Antifa must be running audio today. I don't know.
Once and for all. She is crazy. The stakes this November could not be higher. Biden and the congressional Democrats triggered runaway inflation, the supply chain disaster. How about that? You go to a store, you don't have anything on the shelves. Whoever even heard?
I think there's 5 million people at the speech.
American energy, and now the middle class is being crushed by the highest gas and food prices in the history of our country. Violent criminals are being set loose in Democrat-run cities to prey on innocent citizens. There's never been anything like the crime that we're witnessing in the Democrat-run cities. While radical left judges persecute Republicans and hold political prisoners without trial. Our children are being indoctrinated. Our values are being desecrated. Our heritage is being...
He's slurring worse than ever and going through the speech very quickly. So it could be just that it's chilly, or he just wants to not be there.
He has no idea what he's doing and no idea what he's saying, actually. Just have to look at what's happening. The simple fact is the presidential election was rigged and stolen, and because of that, our country is being systematically destroyed. We have a president who is challenged, but he's surrounded by vicious, evil, and very corrupt people who are doing whatever they want to in running our country to ruin. With your vote this November, we can stop our nation's decline. We can make America great again. And that's what we're going to do. Of all the many catastrophes Biden has unleashed, perhaps none is more horrendous than his ruthless abolition of America's borders. Remember the border? We had the strongest border in the history of our country a year and a half ago. By the way, time is flying. You know, we used to say 4 years, then 3 years. Now, the other day, I heard him say 2.5 years. 2.5 years doesn't sound so bad. 4 years sounded like a long time. The problem is, Mark, are we going to have a country left? 2.5 years is still long. Mexico. The destruction they've done in this short time is unthinkable. With last week's announcement that the Biden administration will rescind the crucial Title 42 protections that I put into place to quickly remove illegal aliens. That's to remove the illegal aliens, and very, very quickly, and even the fake news knows that one was a good one. That's a lot of people back there. Welcome, 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 fake news, welcome. Biden is willfully opening the floodgates to a tidal wave of illegal immigration, the likes of which the world has never seen before. No country has this ever happened to. He's deliberately inciting a mob of millions and millions of foreign nationals to illegally infiltrate America's borders, violate our laws, trample our sovereignty, and settle in our country. Frankly, it's an invasion. You can call it whatever you want, but this is an invasion.
A lot of dehumanizing language, releasing immigrants, like you would release an animal. Invasion. You guys, I'm sure you're familiar with this by now. Very, very vile.
MS-13 gang members to victimize American citizens. We will be paying a very big price for this calamity, mark my words, for a long period of time. What's coming into our country is going to leave a mark for many, many years and decades, probably. Unfortunately, it's crazy. It's crazy when you think of it.
Oh, sounds like he wouldn't be able to fix it if he was given 4 years, if it's going to be decades.
We had the strongest border ever, not even a contest. The Washington Democrats believe our country should be one giant sanctuary for dangerous criminal aliens. In the Republican Party, we believe our country should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans. We had the safest border, and now we have the worst border we've ever had. And I mean that. No country, I don't care if it's a third world country, has ever had a worse border situation than us. They wouldn't allow people to come in like this.
You know, there's some pretty crazy border situations around the world, and what's going on here is not really that high on the list compared to some other places.
All get cell phones. Meanwhile, Biden and the radical Democrats are spending billions and billions of dollars trying to secure the borders of distant foreign nations, many nations that you've never even heard of before. I believe Americans deserve a president who will secure the borders of our nation, who will protect our citizens, who will defend our sovereignty, and who will stop the invasion of our country.
There it is again.
Right now. What's happening is unthinkable. After we win this November, Republicans should immediately vote to remove Biden's Secretary of Homeland Security.
How many people in the crowd do you think know who the Secretary of Homeland Security is?
For his blatant acts of sabotage against the laws of the United States. And then we should continue to work hard until the borders are again sealed. And we want people to come into our country, but we want them to come into our country legally. You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the damage Joe Biden has done.
Oh, I thought he was going to say as much damage as he did.
Months. As everyone is saying, Russia's outrageous invasion of Ukraine would never have happened, and I mean it would never have happened if I was in the White House, and not even a chance. Would have never happened. Every time I look at Those scenes on television and the scenes that you see in your papers, every time I look, I get sick to think about it, because all of those people that are dying and all of those people that are dead have been killed, savagely killed, horribly killed. They would be alive today. They wouldn't even be thinking about it. That would have never happened. Under our administration, America was strong and America was respected because you had a president who always put America first.
Trump put himself first. Who are we kidding?
By the way, we have a group of incredible women, incredible patriots. I think they've come. How many rallies have you been to?
And we will ban
How many?
men.
Tell me the number. They don't want to say because their husbands may be watching. What is it, like 78 or something? The nice part is they live here. This time they live there, so they live in North Carolina, but they've been traveling and they do a lot of them. And
Very
we love
sick
to have you.
people.
Thank you. So easily recognizable. They're all so perfect. I mean, I've never seen anything so beautiful. Thank you very much for traveling. Thank you. The radical left Democrats put America last. That's what they do. They put America last. And all you have to do is look at what they're doing. And that's where they want to keep us. They want to keep us last. You would never think that, but after watching what they do and the craziness, I think it's probably true. The Biden administration has been one disgraceful surrender after another, starting with the catastrophic way in which we withdrew from Afghanistan. Was that the lowest?
Some people are saying the audio's better here. Let's see.
As hostages, surrendering Bagram Air Base to China. China has it. We were going to keep it. It cost billions and billions of dollars to build many years ago. 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons, and we gave it away. And of course, giving away famously $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We gave it to the Taliban. 700,000 rifles, machine guns, guns of all, 700,000. Listen to this one, though. 70,000 trucks, 70,000. Is there a car company in the country that has 70,000 cars, trucks? What do you think, Ted? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. 70,000. And many of them armor-plated, costing millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Now Biden is continuing his surrender parade, begging Iran to re-enter the disastrous nuclear deal that I terminated very proudly and very powerfully.
Strongly.
Had the election not been rigged, we would have had a deal with Iran within 1 week from the election.
There you
and
go.
now Iran is becoming rich again because China's buying and they're all buying, and we've driven the price of oil up so high, the highest in the history of oil, and it's a disgrace. They're pleading also with the Venezuelan dictator to sell us oil. Think of that one. So they want oil from Venezuela now when we have it right under our feet. It's called liquid gold. We're sitting on liquid gold, and we're going to buy it from Venezuela and other countries, and we have it under our feet.
Here's gas prices.
Remember, energy independent. We have
Not exactly the highest,
been
huh?
double the size of Russia and Saudi Arabia put together within 1 year. It's a far cry from the Trump administration, when we were totally energy independent and gasoline was costing less than $2 a gallon.
Whoops. This is not the right one.
Remember those days of a year and a half ago, $1.87 a gallon for a car. Now, you know what everyone is saying? Let's buy a smaller car, darling. We don't like this big.
So it was $2.20 15 months ago, not $1.87 a year ago. It's, I mean, do the facts even matter? Does anyone care about the facts?
Cent gas prices soaring with the fringe left-wing energy policies inspired by the socialist joke known as the Green New Deal. Windmills. Windmills. We want windmills all over the place. I don't see any windmills here.
The noise causes
See
cancer.
these towers that are holding up the lights? Those towers are tiny compared to the windmills. If you're near a windmill and you have a house, your house is like pretty much worthless. Kills all the birds, ruins your landscapes, and it's the most expensive form of energy there is. If Biden wanted
Those
to,
are all
he could lower
lies.
gas prices tomorrow. All he has to do is come out and publicly admit that his anti-American energy policies were 100% wrong, and the pro-American energy policies of a certain president that you
I
like
literally just lost a contact lens. It just popped out.
were 100%.
All right, I got to go put that back in. Wow, I can't see a thing. I'll be back.
We're 100% right. 100%. They're going to be very famous. They're going to be very famous tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's beautiful. Great state. It's been a great state. It's a slogan you're hearing more and more across the country, and it is true. And it's not about me, it's about us, because we all like it. You know what it is? It's really common sense. Somebody said, are you conservative? Somebody actually said, are you liberal? No, I'm not liberal. But it's not even a question of being conservative. You know what it is? It's common sense. It's like, we want a strong military. We want a good education. We want a beautiful home for as little as possible. We want so many things. We want a strong military. We love our law enforcement. We're not going to defund them. We're going to give them much more. We love our law enforcement. We want voter ID. When you walk in, people want to see, what does he look like?
Yes, sir. My left contact just fell out. I just had to put it back in.
Choice this November is very simple. If you want high crime, high prices, high taxes, high corruption, and high incompetence, vote for the radical Democrats. If you want a country that is strong, sovereign, solvent, safe, and secure, you really have to vote for America First Republicans. It's common sense. So we're joined this evening, and this is a beautiful evening. You know, we were in South Carolina a few weeks ago, and what a great place, but it was cold, right? It was cold. We had, I think, the coldest night ever on record.
That's not true.
We had a hell of a crowd, too.
We looked it up at the time. It was that's also what. Like, why does he have to tell these lies?
Beautiful. 87,000 people. I broke Elvis Presley's record. I was.
There were not 87,000 people at his rally. There were 5,000 people.
He had a guitar and a very good voice. We're joined this evening by some of the incredible patriots who are going to send the Democrat extremists out of Washington in disgrace. In particular, with us tonight is the man who is going to help end Chuck Schumer's brief.
I like how he says particular, viticular. Sounds more like a medical condition. Vidigular.
Your next senator from the great state of North Carolina, Ted Budd. Ted, thank you. Ted, come up here. What a great guy he is. I knew it. You know, he had a poll today. I won't tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what this poll was. But, you know, his district loved him. Some people didn't know him, but now they
Why
know
won't he
him.
tell us the
Everybody
poll?
loved him. I was getting calls from the best and strongest and toughest and smartest congressmen and women, and they're saying, Ted Budd, Ted Budd. Laura said Ted Budd.
So the people that know Trump know to only speak 30 seconds, and it all has to be praising Trump, because otherwise he'll get bored and upset.
They're great people. And Don and Ivanka. We have a wonderful family. And Tiffany's getting married, and Barron is so tall and handsome now. And a good student, too.
Did you not mention Eric?
But, you know, they were all saying about Ted. And Ted Budd really is, they said it, is an unrelenting champion for your North Carolina values and for America first. He wants America first. They want Ted, America last. Can be nothing else. Ted's been a ferocious opponent of deadly sanctuary cities, right here in your state. You have sanctuary cities. You didn't even know that. He fought strongly against the Democrats' unscientific COVID lockdowns and school closures, which were absolutely hurting your children so badly. And he has shown he will stand up to the rhinos. You know, we do have some rhinos you do know about. In many ways, a bad rhino is worse than a Democrat because you don't know where they're coming from, but we sort of have a pretty good idea, right? But just as bravely, he stands up for the crowd that's here today. This is an incredible group of people, great patriots, and you love our country, and we love Ted for doing this. Takes a lot of courage to do it. Takes a lot of courage. But so I won't tell you about the poll. I won't tell you about the result. I will not say that he has a 17-point lead. Oops, I don't. That's a big lead. That's a big lead. Now, I saw one where he's 10 points, one where he's 12 points, and one where he's 17 points up over the bathroom governor. You know, the bathroom governor. Remember the bathroom governor? What a mess that was. But Ted is a fantastic man, and he'll defend your borders. He will be tough as hell on crime. He will protect our Constitution by voting only for judges who will interpret the laws as written. And as a gun store owner, or maybe I'll see him, I want to buy a gun. Ted will never let them take away.
One of the funniest things Trump does is he reads the prompter like he's reading an article, and he'll then react to it like he just did it there. It's an amazing thing. It's incredible.
Mr. President, I think that I can speak for all of us in North Carolina tonight when we say we are glad to have Donald J. Trump back in North Carolina.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you. And we will ban men.
Well, Mr. President, the last time that you were here, I said that we are ready to get back to working with you to make America great again.
Right.
And Mr. President, we mean that now more than ever. Joe Biden's America is woke and broke, and we can't back down. The fight starts now. I'm the America First candidate. Mr. President, thank you. Let's go win this for our country.
That's how you have to do a speech in these situations. You do 30 seconds, and it's mostly just praising Trump.
Very proud of that man. Not an easy thing to do, what he's doing, and he did it so well. And
what is he doing?
We got to get out there and vote. Make sure you're voting, and we're going to have somebody very special and another man who's very special, because just today, and this man is respected from the first day I heard his name. Everyone said he's incredible. He's so great. He's a man. Yeah, that's right, Mark. That's right. He just gave Ted a very big endorsement. He's a conservative warrior. More importantly, he's a brilliant guy. And unlike any other people in this, practically in this country, I'll tell you what, he is going places.
This guy right here keeps yawning and covering his mouth with his sign when he yawns. It's pretty funny.
Come on up. They love this guy.
There's a really interesting thing that the Trump crowds will do. Whenever a black person speaks, they cheer extra, almost like to prove how not racist they are. It's very interesting.
Look, I am a guy who just a few years ago, I was working in a factory. I was a factory worker trying to work my way through school. And now today, I am standing on stage in Johnston County with the President of the United States of America.
Does the crowd know Trump's not the president right now?
I said it out here before, and I'm saying it again. I am living proof that the American dream is not dead. It's alive and well. It's not even on life support. And with President Trump's help in 2024, we're going to make that more clear than ever. We're going to make it more clear in 22 when we put Ted Budd in office. We're going to make America great again, and we're going to bring back what makes this country work, which is conservative principles. God bless you, Mr. President. Thank you for everything, and God bless all of y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, sir.
What an inspirational message.
Thank you, Mark. That's great. The shoulders on that man. See the shoulders. He's a great man. The primary is on May 17th, but early voting begins on April 28th, so get out there.
I don't understand. If it's rigged, why do they bother voting? Does that make sense to anybody?
Point two, but we had no problem in North Carolina. They did a great job.
Oh, in North Carolina, it's not rigged. Okay.
Best candidate in this race, and we will crush the radical Democrat nominee in November. I need each and every one of you to remember that so important when you're a senator representing a state. It's so powerful. It's so important for the country, not only the state. Ted Budd, you got to get out and vote for him. And we have some other warriors with us tonight. Also with us, representatives, friends of mine, Dan Bishop. Dan, thank you very much.
Horrible person.
Great guy. Greg Murphy. Thank you, Greg. Great job. A man, I love him because he's never controversial. There's no controversy.
Is this Pillow?
But you know what? He loves this country. He loves this state. And I'll tell you, he is respected all over the place. He's got a big voice. Madison Cawthorn.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
He's a great guy. Candidate for North Carolina's 13th Congressional District, Bo Hines. And we will bend men. Handsome guy. I don't know who's better looking, him or Madison. I don't know. And you know, Bo, you have my complete and total endorsement, okay?
Of course.
So you have that. A man who has done an incredible job. You know, you read all about these scams and all of the fake votes and all of the everything, but we didn't have that problem in North Carolina because we have a chairman, Michael Whatley, who has been just incredible. Michael, thank you.
Related to Dr. Tim Whatley, the Seinfeld dentist, played by Bryan Cranston, of course.
Michael, great job. Really a great job. And good luck with the race. I think you're going to have tremendous success. David McIntosh is a very powerful man. He's the head of the Club for Growth and a very good friend of mine. And
Club for Growth is really an organization that no one talks about anymore. They were big, like, I think in the Clinton era and into Bush and, you know, kind of like we're fiscally conservative and, you know.
See, he wants to come up. Hey, David, come up and say a few words. You know, this guy used to be a congressman. Hurry up, David. I don't know. They said, who the hell is that?
David McIntosh reportedly is the cousin of Tim Apple.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, you are a great man that are once again going to lead this country back to freedom. I'm so proud to partner with you to elect Ted Budd, to re-elect Madison, to re-elect Bishop, to re-elect Greg, and to re-elect Bo Hines, or to elect Bo Hines for the first time.
Right.
We're going to do it. But you know who's going to do it? It's all of these great Americans from North Carolina. God bless you.
It is incredible how quickly Trump gets bored when other people speak. It's notable.
David, very much. Great guy. He's a fighter, that guy. I used to fight against him. It wasn't pleasant. We decided, let's get together. And a man that nobody's ever heard of because he's very shy on television, hates putting out television commercials. He's the greatest buyer of television ads in history, Mike Lindell. Mike.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines
Oh, what a love story. What a love story.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you very much.
And then we fell in love.
From the border nightmare to the inflation nightmare, from the energy crisis to the violent crime crisis, and from the Afghanistan disaster to the Ukraine disaster, everything we're seeing is a consequence of this horrible, horrible election. It was rigged, it was stolen, it was a disgrace. But don't lose hope, because with the right leadership, America will be back greater, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. The truth is, I ran twice, I won twice, I did much better the second time.
Well, then you can't run again. That's the law.
We may have to do it again.
What?
Is there anybody here who would like to see me run again? Okay. Put that here, I'll remember.
I'm increasingly thinking Trump's not going to run. And my view today is different than it was 10 days ago. I'm going to talk about it on the Monday show. What a cult, huh?
Thank you. I'll remember that. I'm going to remember that. Time is moving along. Over our 4 incredible years, we accomplished more than any administration in the history of our country, and in so many different ways. We passed the largest tax cuts and reforms in American history. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations. In addition to energy independence and cheap gasoline, we approved the Keystone XL pipeline, which they immediately ended. And we got built the Dakota Access Pipeline. These are big ones, and opened ANWR for energy development. And by the way, we ended the Russian pipeline. You do know that, right? Unfortunately, this group came in and they immediately approved it. And then they say, Trump treated Russia so nicely. I don't think so. We appointed nearly 300 federal judges to defend our Constitution. That's a tremendous number, like people have not even thought possible, and has made a tremendous difference in the courts. We confirmed 3 incredible Supreme Court justices. We eliminated the founder and leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi, and we terminated the world's top terrorist, Qasem Soleimani.
Will he talk about Abdul?
We invested nearly $2.5 trillion in new fighter jets, aircraft carriers, tanks, and missiles for our military, and we created the first new branch of the United States Armed Forces in over 75 years since the Air Force. It's called the Space Force. Very important.
You think anybody there has any idea what Space Force is doing?
Veterans, we passed VA accountability. Oh.
Trump doesn't like interruptions to his speech.
And our incredible, oh, these people don't know what the hell they're doing. The Biden doctor is a Trump fan. Let me recover my ears for one second.
Now, of course, if that was Amtrak, it's not exactly someone who would be cheering for Trump. They'd be cheering for Biden.
I said, what the hell was that? That was a powerful, beautiful train. But Ted, I think he's a voter of yours. But
It's a beautiful train, which I tried to give less money to when I was president.
Isn't that a beautiful sound? To me, it's a beautiful sound. But we passed for the vets. VA accountability and VA
The irony.
choice. They've been trying to get that to pass for 55 years. Think of it. VA accountability, VA choice. We passed right to try. You know what right to try is? We created peace. Look at that. He's still hunking that hard. We love that guy. Man. And look at that train. That's the longest train I've ever seen.
The locust
May
train?
never stop, but he's happy.
Locust.
He's going to go home and he's going to tell his wife, baby, we saw Trump and we saw Ted Budd. And I hunked the hell out of that train. We love those guys, Ted. We created peace in the Middle East with historic, and you know what the Abraham Accords are? We created peace. We would have had them all signed up.
No one there knows.
And we fought for fair and reciprocal trade for workers of North Carolina. You know, you're doing better than you've ever done. I withdrew from the terrible Trans-Pacific Partnership, which would have destroyed your automobile industry and many other industries. We ended the NAFTA disaster, the worst trade deal ever made, and replaced it with the brand new USMCA, Mexico and Canada, the best trade deal.
This is a very well done super chat. A train came up to me, a big, strong train, and it was crying. And it said, "Sir, thank you that I can honk my horn again." Big, strong train, very long.
Administration, don't do it, because that was a horrible deal, NAFTA, for many, many years. We had to live with it. We have a great deal now. Don't change it. We created 500,000 new manufacturing jobs in my first year. They said this, it will never happen. Manufacturing is dead. Remember, they said, Barack Hussein Obama, he said, manufacturing is dead in our country. I said, how the hell is that possible? And we created tremendous manufacturing jobs. To be a strong nation, America must be a manufacturing nation. We cannot be reliant on China or...
The craziest part is most of this is being read from a teleprompter, and it's still this disjointed. It's like, who's writing it?
China's plunder and pillaging of American jobs and industries like no precedent in history. We charge China hundreds of billions of dollars when no other president charged them 10 cents. Not 10 cents.
He still doesn't know how tariffs work, or his speechwriter doesn't.
They paid hundreds of billions of dollars. Do you think they liked me? I don't think so. And we use those billions of dollars to help our great patriot farmers and manufacturers, getting them the largest agricultural purchase orders ever in the history of our country from China. We fought for North Carolina and we won for North Carolina. And when Republicans retake Congress, we will fight and win for North Carolina once again. One of the first things that we will do with our new Republican majorities is to end every last COVID mandate. They're still around.
Are there any COVID mandates still? Does anybody know of any? I don't know. I guess masks on planes, which ends in 9 days.
The bill making it illegal for any employer to interfere in personal health decisions or to fire employees for not having the vaccine.
Trump's really the guy to lead on COVID because he was just so right when he said we have 15 cases and it'll soon be 0.
Democrat Party politicians and the teachers' unions to keep our children out of school for no scientific reason whatsoever. The irreversible harm that Democrat politicians did to our young people is unforgivable, and American voters will punish them at the ballot box this November. Despite all you're hearing and seeing of China and Russia and Iran and others, our biggest danger is not from outside coming in. Our biggest single danger is from the sick and radical politicians that are knowingly or unknowingly wanting to destroy our country. Our biggest danger is from within. I believe that. As president, I was proud to sign the world's first ban on critical race theory. And we will ban men. The Biden administration rescinded that order, but when we retake Congress, Republicans will ban the critical race theory in our schools, ban it in our military, ban it in every part of federal, state, and local governments, just like...
They're very much for free speech, guys. But they will ban something not even being taught in many places.
Parental rights and parental choice. I think that's a good idea.
Ban everything, I say.
No
ban the
teacher
virus.
should ever be allowed to teach far-left gender theories to our children without parental consent.
What is a far left gender theory anyway?
Plain and simple. By replacing reading and math with pronouns and gender studies, our government-run education system has forfeited the trust of American parents.
I read Trump wants to ban whole grain mustard that has like the full mustard seeds in there because he thinks they look too much like fish eggs. Doesn't like it.
The indoctrination and send their child to the public, private, charter, or religious school of their choice. Have to do it. Last week, the Biden administration sent Congress a budget crammed with billions and billions of dollars of transgenderism and so-called equity provisions that are nothing more than...
I would love to have millions of transgenderism in a bank account. That sounds interesting.
We'll end the woke war on women and children. We will stop illegal government discrimination. We will restore the sacred American principle of equality under the law. And we will, while we're at it...
Trump's the type of guy that would try to ban spicy food, you know?
And full protection of their civil rights, like was received by Antifa and Black Lives Matter, who murdered people throughout our country. And as you probably have heard, one of the first January 6 trials ended in an extortion, and it was a horrible thing what they were doing to people, but there was exoneration because they effectively proved that he got waved into the Capitol by the police. Remember this, Nancy Pelosi was in charge of the Capitol. You know that, right? And the mayor of D.C., they were in charge of all security in the Capitol.
The mayor of D.C., that's like the main horse of D.C.
On January 3rd, 10,000 soldiers or National Guard to protect the Capitol. They turned it down. If they would have accepted that, they're in charge of it, and we offered it. If they would have accepted that, there would have been no January 6th as we know it.
If Trump didn't incite a riot, there also wouldn't have been one.
Quite famous Michigan trial where people were supposedly going to kidnap the very unpopular governor. And it sounded very strange to a lot of people. 2 were just found not guilty and 2 others ended in a hung jury. So there's something going on down there. There's something going on. The radical Democrat Party will do anything to stop our movement, no matter how illegal, immoral, or insane. Now in New York State, as an example, the extreme left is continuing the greatest witch hunt. It's the greatest witch hunt of all time. Have you been hearing about this?
No.
Failed New York State gubernatorial candidate Letitia James, who recently ran for governor and had to give up because she had no support. She got almost no poll numbers. Her party said, get the hell out. Is no longer working as the Attorney General. She went back into the Attorney General's office as a political operative for the Democrat Party, engaged in a political persecution and abusing her powers for her own personal gain. It's prosecutorial misconduct. And it began the second I came down the escalator with our great future First Lady.
That was, of course, the inspirational day where he said, Mexico's not sending their best. They're sending criminals and rapists.
An attempt to silence a president who is leading in every single poll by a lot. Never before has this happened to another president, and it is truly an absolute violation of civil rights, in my opinion, and your civil rights, too. I've been investigated by the Democrats more than Billy the Kid, Jesse James, and Al Capone combined. And in all cases, I've been innocent. We have a great sheriff right here. Where's the sheriff? Right, stand up, sheriff.
It's getting sad.
We ought to send the sheriff into New York. Clean things up, sheriff. But, you know, there's never been anything like it. It just never stops. A friend of mine smart guy, very successful guy, a lot of common sense. He said, you know, you've been investigated for years and years, millions and millions of pages of documents. They found nothing. You are the cleanest guy on earth when you think about it. I've got to be the cleanest sheriff. I think I'm the most honest human being, perhaps, that God ever created.
There you go.
Instead of persecuting Republicans, these rogue Democrat prosecutors should stop the crime and the bloodshed that is raging uncontrollably in Democrat-run cities and states. And New York, Letitia James, New York has got disastrous numbers, up a record amount, 50% more. Number one for going up. So Letitia James should be focusing on New York, not focusing on let's get Trump and let's vote all the time. Let's get Trump. We've only been doing this for years, with record murders, surging violence, and drug trafficking at the highest level we've ever had.
A lot of drug trafficking.
The witch hunts have to end. The depravity and corruption of our left-wing political establishment cannot be overstated. Just this week, Special Counsel John Durham outlined in court filings the, quote, joint venture or conspiracy by Democrat operatives and officials to perpetrate the Russia hoax. Russia, remember? Whatever happened to that one?
I think when Trump talks to the crowd about John Durham, they think he's talking about Bull Durham, which is something different altogether.
And then he goes, Ukraine. That turned out to be another hoax. Remember that? He had a terrible call. I will tell you, you know, the president of Ukraine, they asked him about it. He said the president did nothing wrong. And I knew, he said, he didn't do anything wrong. Wasn't it great that we had the call essentially taped? Wasn't that wonderful?
Mr. President,
did they die when they heard we had the call taped? I would have had a problem because these people are horrible liars. Shifty Schiff gets...
Why hasn't the audio been released then?
For our country. I called to congratulate him on a victory. I never met the gentleman, but you know what? He's standing up tall now, and I liked him then because he had courage, and he said, we did nothing wrong. I think they thought that these people were crazy, actually. On a similar basis, massive conspiracy to hide the truth about Joe and Hunter Biden's corruption is being fully exposed. And with your vote this November, the rigged system really can come down to a crashing halt. You got to stop it.
They're going to vote to change the rigged voting system. Wait, so wouldn't those who rigged it just make your vote not count? Like, I don't...
You know, the environmental alarmists, everything. The country is going to be gone. We have a guy threatening nuclear weapons every day in Russia, and they're talking about in 300 years, our ocean's going to be 1/100th of an inch higher. 300 years from now. We have to immediately clean up our factories because we have to clean up our air. What they don't say is that Chinese air, the China air is so dirty.
Oh my God.
Russia air is so dirty. India is so dirty. Japan.
He does seem high. I mean, this is making no sense.
Goes up and then it blows into the United States. Okay, what are they going to do about that? But none of this will matter if we don't do one thing: restore integrity to our elections. Have to do it. At the federal, state, and local level, Republicans must act to ensure universal voter ID. You know, it's interesting. In the Democrat convention, they had it in Milwaukee, and I saw people.
Milwaukee.
They had signs like posters on their chest with their picture, all sorts of identification, but they don't want that to vote. The only reason they don't want voter ID is because they're cheaters. They cheat. There's no other reason. It's like a 94% issue, even in the Democrats. The Democrats want voter ID. The only one that doesn't are the Democrat politicians. You see, I happen to think that bad oil and high prices, and if you look at people that are against the Second Amendment, you can't have guns to protect yourself, against God, against so much. Sanctuary cities, they want sanctuary cities. They want high taxes. They want to double and triple your taxes. I happen to think that they don't really have a 50-50 party with the Republicans.
Does Trump know, like, you can't make taxes more than 100%?
Because there's no way. You go to Texas, they're against God, against guns, and against oil. And then I hear, oh, it's going to be close. Well, actually, we won a landslide, okay? But, you know, they say it's going to be close. You know why they said it's going to be close? Because if they can find enough votes, millions of votes, if they can find it, the people won't be so shocked if they can pull it out. No, I just think that we have to clean it up, and I think Ted Budd is going to do a lot in that regard. I think it's one of his big issues. Because if we don't have clean elections and if we don't have strong borders, we do not have a country. We don't have a country. We also have to look at citizenship confirmation. No more drop boxes, the fake drop boxes. 100% of the votes to Biden and nothing to Trump. Gee, I didn't do too well with that particular vote.
What a lunatic.
No private money pouring into local election offices organized by billionaire CEOs. I wonder who we're talking about. And we must ensure that every election can be fully and quickly audited. And you have to look at the movie that's coming out this week, Dinesh D'Souza.
The new Batman.
They have everything on tape. They have a big portion of what went on tape. There are many different things. They cheated on many different levels and many different ways.
Right.
But look at this.
And Dinesh D'Souza is the guy with the inside info on it.
And they have it on ping. They have it all over the place. It's ballot harvesting at a level that nobody ever thought possible.
Anybody know what ping is?
And another one, Citizens United, David Bossie. I just saw that one, and that is brutal in terms of cheating, in terms of people pouring. You know, if you spend more than $5,600 on an election, they put you in jail. They have very strict rules.
Yeah, we know.
$5,600. This guy Zuckerberg spent $417 million.
Yeah, Dinesh D'Souza knowingly went around campaign finance law by giving other people money to donate as a proxy. Like that, it's just a crime. It's against the law. Change the law if you don't like it, but it's a crime.
Now, here's the bad news. The fake news won't even report it. They won't report it. They won't report it. They won't talk about it.
Well, Sean Spicer's face looks really small. Not his head, just his face.
Now, a lower approval rating than Congress. Can you believe that? A lower approval rating than well, these guys, this group of congressmen, they're way up there. You're so far up. The ultimate goal would be same-day elections using paper ballots with mail-in ballots. Only the military can use mail-in ballots, or those who are very sick or ill and who can't vote in person. So if you're very sick and you can't vote, good. And if you're in the military, you're in a faraway place or port, good. And that's it. And wouldn't it be nice to have same day like we do? We could do that easily. Same day elections. So that you go like we used to have, you know, when elections were much more honest. Instead of sitting around for 48 days, we have boxes stored in that storage room. Oh, really? Who's watching it? Why isn't a lock on the door? Why are people moving things in and out? No, we need same day and we need paper ballots. We could have honest elections so easily. When California sends out tens of millions of mail-in ballots, nobody knows where the hell they're going, who's getting them, and how many people here have had friends who received more than one ballot?
Nobody.
Yeah. I know so many people.
Can you imagine half the people behind him raising their hands? That is bullshit.
Higher than that, from what I understand. We're just 7 months away from the most important midterm victory in American history, and we need a landslide so big that the radical left cannot rig it or steal it.
Ah, okay. So that's the explanation.
By the way, I endorsed another person today, Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz.
Wow.
Great guy, good man.
What an endorsement.
Harvard educated, tremendous career, and they liked him for.
I thought Harvard was bad. Have you guys noticed how if one of their people went to Harvard, Harvard's great. Oh, Ted Cruz went to Harvard. He's a legal scholar. Oh my God, Harvard. Harvard is woke. Harvard's BS. It's liberal indoctrination.
Back America, and in 2024, most importantly, we are going to take back our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful White House. Right?
Yeah, try it.
I like those people behind me. I don't know who the hell they are. You know, I always say, those people may have lousy seats and you may have great seats, but they're going to be much more famous than you are tomorrow. They'll be called in. Some of them will be called in because they're so attractive. They'll be called into Hollywood tomorrow. With a Republican Congress, we will fight for more jobs for North Carolina families, fair trade for North Carolina workers, and more North Carolina factories forging more products with stamped. And you know what? That beautiful phrase is made in the USA. We're using it more and more. We will shut down Joe Biden's border disaster, institute remain in Mexico, reimpose Title 42, strengthen ICE. These are great heroes, and Border Patrol. Those are great heroes. They're courageous people. You know, they go into these nests. You know what a nest is? Sheriff, you know what a nest is.
Another animal term?
Nest, and it's MS-13. These are tough people. They like knives because they like cutting people instead of shooting people because it's more painful and it takes longer. Sheriff knows. And it's a horrible thing. And these ICE people, I tell you, I know a couple of people in the front row, you're really tough. You don't want this job. They go into a nest, they run into a nest, and they start fighting it out, and then they grab them and they throw them, they bring them back to their country. And their countries didn't take them under Obama. And so we were stuck with them, and I heard that. My first week, they said, sir, we can't bring them back to Guatemala. We can't bring them back to Honduras.
Mr. President, sir.
We can't bring them back, sir.
I don't know.
To El Salvador, they won't take them. I said, how much money does the United States give them? Sir, we give them $778 million a year. I said, call them and tell them we're not paying them anymore until they take the people back. Sure. And then the next day, Sheriff, I got a call from the three presidents separately. Sir, why aren't you paying us the money? Because you won't take them back. But, sir, we'd love to take back MS-13. We think they're fine people. We would love to take them back, and we had no problem after that, you know? We still haven't paid them, by the way. You know, it's very interesting.
We know.
And Biden just announced that instead of $778 million, they want to pay $4 billion to these countries, $4 billion. You know who's going to get that? The drug lords, the politicians. A lot of people are going to get that, Sheriff. No good. But we got them all back. We got them thousands. I just want to take we got to give them a great hand to ICE, to Border Patrol, and to law enforcement. You know, I see a person in the audience that I didn't know she was here. She comes from a slightly warmer climate. Carrie Lake. She's going to be the next governor of Arizona. So nice that you're here. I didn't know you were here, Carrie. Wow. They all love Carrie. Everyone knows.
She's a lunatic.
Carrie's got a massive lead in Arizona. She was their anchor for 22 years in Arizona, and she saw the way things were running, and she wasn't happy. They have a lousy governor in Arizona, really lousy. Happens to be Republican. He's still lousy. They wanted him to run for the Senate. I said, well, I'll never endorse him, I can tell you, so he took a pass. But Carrie Lake is fantastic, and I heard your poll numbers are through the roof. I think they're kind of like Ted Budd's poll numbers. They're quite up there, right? So let's have a contest. Who does better, you or Ted Budd?
There you go.
But Carrie Lake has done fantastically. She's going to be a great governor. We will again end catch and release. We will end chain migration.
Is the teleprompter repeating? Because he said he's going to end catch and release 3 or 4 times.
Finish the wall. It takes 3 weeks to finish it. We will stop the Biden crime wave in Democrat-run cities. We will give our police, we love our police, their power back. and let them do what they do better than anybody else. And we're going to give them also something else. We're going to give the police their respect back. Yeah. And we will restore law and order again in America. We will hold China accountable for unleashing the virus upon the world. We will create a military so powerful, I've sort of already done this, that no one, don't forget, $2.5 trillion. And you know, we have a nuclear force that I rebuilt along with the military. And I hate even talking about it.
Right.
But we have the most powerful nuclear force. We had weapons that were 48 years old. Nobody even knew if they work. We've refurbished and rebuilt and brand new in many cases our nuclear capability. So we don't like talking about it. And honestly, Putin shouldn't be talking about it, And if they do talk about it, we have to have somebody that knows how to talk back, not to say, oh, they're our nuclear force. We will lead humanity back to the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. That's happening very quickly.
NARS, I thought it was.
We will protect innocent life. We will defend our Constitution. We will defend the Second Amendment. And we will proudly uphold the Judeo-Christian values and principles of our nation's founding. We will restore patriotic education to our schools, and we will teach our children to love their country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American.
The cadence is that he's already winding down. He's only been speaking 61 minutes, which I would love. I would love for him to rap already.
And we will not, by the way, have men participating in women's sports. And we will ban men. And we will ban men. Did you see the swimming record? It was up for 11 years, and a great young woman. No, there's a great young woman. She's been working so hard, and she thought she could beat it by 1/8 of 1 second. And then this guy comes along and beats it by 38 seconds.
Oof. Didn't Leah Thomas lose some other races too? I mean, like, I think it's a complicated issue, but it's not like Leah Thomas won every race even.
We got up. Oh. And then this guy comes along. Ding, ding, ding. And he never lifted weights before, right? No, that's so good. That's so ridiculous. I mean, and you know, people are afraid to talk. I'm talking about it because I talk about it. I talk common sense. People, you have to talk about it. You know, even the teammates, they don't want to do it. They think it's politically incorrect to talk about it. There's nothing politically incorrect about it. It's going to destroy women's sports. I mean, if I'm a basketball coach, I guarantee I'm going to have a great team. But you know why? Because I'm not going to say it, because that would be politically incorrect. I'd say, isn't that terrible? You can't let this happen. You can't let it happen to women's sports. It's very unfair to women. Don't let it happen.
Hey, why is Trump's right eye almost completely shut? Anybody know?
In conclusion, our MAGA movement is by far the greatest political movement in the history of our country. And nobody can say otherwise. Even the fake news can't say anything differently. Together, we are standing up against some of the most sinister forces, entrenched interests, and vicious opponents our people have ever witnessed or seen. But no matter how big or powerful these corrupt radicals may be, you must...
In conclusion, has real third grade book report vibes.
Not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. This is your home. This is your heritage. And our American liberty is your God-given right. This state, this is a great state, was forged by some of the toughest men and some of the strongest women ever to walk the face of the earth. Our American ancestors were backcountry farmers, woodsmen, and craftsmen who poured their love into this land with their families and all of their friends. Incredible what they've done. And they were bold pioneers and frontier settlers who climbed the mountains, tamed the wilderness, and kept on pushing west, west, west. And above all, they were proud citizens, fiercely independent North Carolina men and women who blazed their own trail and took orders from nobody. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country, and it is hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. We're not going to let our country be destroyed by lunatics. We are going to fight for America like no one has ever fought before. We will not let radical left people that don't love our country, or rhinos. We have bad rhinos too. We have some sick, stupid, weak people take away from us what has been so brilliantly forged over nearly 250 years. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet.
You can tell Trump's deeply spiritual.
We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever, ever, ever back down, North Carolina. As long as we are confident and united, the tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. My fellow...
That's a dog whistle to Kaepernick, right?
We are on together has only just begun, and it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again. Greatness. We don't talk about greatness anymore. You never hear the word greatness. We talk about the environment, and we all want a clean environment. We talk about race, and we want great race relations. We talk about many other things, but we never talk about greatness for our country. We want to make our country great again. Right now, our country's a laughingstock all over the world. They don't even return the phone calls of our president.
That's untrue.
We've never been in a position like this. Our country...
You can say a lot of things about Biden, but our relationships with world leaders and historical allies have improved dramatically since Trump left.
People, one family, and one glorious American nation. And so with the help of everyone here today and citizens all across our land, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, North Carolina. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah. So Trump speaking for 1 hour and 7 minutes.
There you have it, folks. Former President.
Definitely on the short end for sure. And a very welcome when Trump can keep it under 70 minutes, I'm pretty pleased. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Thanks to Hoosier DZ for the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you to everyone who has gifted so many memberships as Trump continues to dance here. The dancing has gotten weirder and weirder, I have to say. Yeah. Wow. What a wild situation. What a wild situation. I hope that you guys are going to join our town hall. We have a town hall scheduled for April 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It will be streaming live only on the Pacman Live YouTube channel. Wow, this guy. We will be hearing from so many of you, and it's going to be great. Trump making his way down the stairs. These are really weird events. Yeah, they have real Jim Jones vibes. In all seriousness, two really great books about cults are Jeff Gwynn's book about the People's Temple with Jim Jones and his book about Charles Manson, The Family. Really incredibly well-researched books. Reading them has informed me about the Trump cult in so many ways because there are so many similarities. And Scientology, yeah, I know less about Scientology in this particular sense. But there goes Trump. Another very weird event. A lot of coughing going on among the people on the stage there. And a big event for Ted Budd. So now the attendees will have hours of trying to get out. It's very hard to leave a Trump rally. I am sure the Sanny cans are quite fetid at this point, as we determined earlier. But that is it. I will be back this week with shows from the studio, back from the trip. And I am so glad that all of you joined me today. We have a beautiful Twitch subscriber number of 777. Just an absolutely perfect number. And remember, you can buy a pillow from Mike Pillow with a coupon code, or you can get a membership from me with a coupon code. Obama. It's your choice which you want to do. I will leave everybody with that thought today. And we will see everybody very soon. Monday for me.